To the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping and wholesaling houses in New York. I was literally out the door, and then I realized that what I filmed today from my car didn't upload at all to Facebook. So I got a question about dealing with a down market. Actually, the question also involves stagflation. Stagflation, for those who don't know, is when we're in an inflationary market where we are now with inflation, and then the market and the economy is stagnant. We're not in that yet. Hopefully, we won't get there. But how do you deal with with a market that's going down? A lot of people. I mean, if you haven't been in business, I've been buying houses since 2004, so I dealt with what happened in 2007, 2008. I would say it's probably not the same. Oh, you know what? Sorry. So three things I think you got to think about when you are talking about down market. Number one is the media and the perception. So the media really hasn't jumped on the bandwagon to tell the general public that the market's going down. So there are plenty of sellers who believe that the market's still going up and they don't really understand it. Some have heard, there's been little rumblings in the media, but we haven't really heard it. I want and hope that the media really comes out and starts slamming the market, telling everybody that we're in a crash, that kind of thing. And there are markets. I know people in Idaho, they're down over 20%. Utah down over 20%, but they had crazy run-ups over the last couple of years since the pandemic ended, or the middle of the pandemic. So the reason why I want the media to be telling people is because I really want sellers to think that the longer they hold their house, the less money they're going to get for it, and we're not there yet in a general. So I think that'll be good for us when it happens. I don't think that starts a whole panic, because I think we're still in an artificially limited supply market. Certainly in my market in New York, there really aren't enough houses for the people that want, because of the absurd eviction and foreclosure moratoriums that were on for 2 years. New York takes a long time to get those things through the system. I have a lot of evictions that I started really when the moratorium ended in January, ended January 15th. The courts didn't take anything until February, but we're 5-6 months later and nothing's really moved, but things are happening now. So it's going to take a long time to get those things vacant and get those things on the market. But in general, higher interest rates usually indicate less people that can qualify to buy. Now, so the media is one part of it. The second thing you have to know is that you should not cut back on your marketing for a few reasons. Number one is your competitors probably will. Number two is that now is the time where you really want to get your name out. And marketing really is a momentum-driven kind of thing. It's almost counterintuitive, right? We think we're going to buy a list, we're going to send out a mailing to them, and we're going to get a billion deals from it. But the truth is, when you send out 6 or 7 mailings to that list, that's when you get the deals. When people see that you're consistent, and you increase your chance of. The truth is, people don't talk about marketing, but there's a lot of luck in marketing, right? If I'm sending out mail to somebody, I hope that mail piece hits the day that his tenant tells him he's not going to pay him rent, or the day that the roofer gave him a $14,000 estimate to replace the roof. There's a lot of luck, but when you work hard, you get luckier. We spoke about that. So that's marketing. Do not pull back on marketing. In fact, you should increase your marketing. And the third thing is you have to obviously lower your buy price and lower your estimates. So in general, I've been cutting back 5 to 10% on my estimates, and you have to accept the fact that there are people that won't do that, and you may lose deals to them if you're competing with them on deals. But you have to lower your risk. Long-term projects become more complicated, right? Because I just had a situation where someone wanted me to buy a house with a tenant who's got a lease for another year and a half. The problem with that is I don't know where the hell the market's going to be in a year and a half. It's hard for me to make a guess. I recently had a situation like that. I mean, I made an offer, but it was low, and they may never call me back. It's fine. But the truth is, I can't take on the risk that we're going to be down 15% in a year and a half from now, which is possible, and I am going to be losing money on this deal. So you have to adjust your buy price down. That's a big part of it. It's adjusting your buy price down. How much is not an easy answer, right? It's not easy. I guarantee there are people who bought properties in the markets I just told you, like Utah and Idaho, and are going to be taking a beating, right? And what I see, and I saw this happen in 2005 and 2006, is people get into the mind frame, is it mind frame? Mindset, that hey, things are only going up. And I know people have bought properties at what I thought was ridiculous prices because they assumed it would appreciate. And now we're in a negative home price appreciation, right? We're going down. So you can't assume that. I always bought things, and it takes some retraining for me, because I've looked at thousands of properties, and I've always assumed that it's going to be at where it is. And then the market has saved my ass dozens of times, especially when I started back in 2013. I didn't know what I was doing. I bought properties, I fixed them up. If the market hadn't moved up, 5 or 10%, I could have lost my butt on a lot of those deals when I first was learning. So it's important to cut back on your ARV estimates and your buy prices. Cut back on it. That goes without saying, I guess. There is no answer for how much. It depends on your market, what you think. I'm cutting back 5 to 10% now. That could change, right? It could go more if things get worse. I don't know where the market's going. Anybody who tells you they know where the market is going is an idiot. Also, anybody who tells you that the market is the same everywhere is a bigger idiot. Everything is specific to certain areas. So New York has not seen that much of a run-up. We saw a pretty good increase over the last couple of years, but not crazy. But places like I just told you, like Coeur d'Alene or Boise Idaho, were insane, and parts of Utah, like Salt Lake City or Salt Lake City suburbs, were insane. Numbers didn't even make sense. So when numbers don't make sense, then when you get a downturn, right, at that peak, suddenly things start making sense real fast, and things get bad quickly. Things are not getting bad quickly here, in my opinion, but they could get worse for sure. So I think I'm going to cut this one a little short because it's late on Friday and I got to get home. But I hope this was helpful in some regard. You absolutely can buy in down markets, absolutely can make more money if the public perception is that the longer they're going to hold the house, the less it's going to be worth. I think we're going to get a lot more deals. You just have to buy them right. And you should absolutely increase or maintain your marketing for sure. So I want to thank you. I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're interested in finding out more about one-on-one coaching I offer, go to coaching.howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're interested in a study at home course I have that teaches how to do what I do, go to howtoflipnewyorkcourse.com. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching any media channel, please click the thumbs up. And of course, please keep the comments coming. This came from a comment. I don't always know what to say, and I post 5 times a week. So keep the questions coming. Thank you very, very much for watching.